we have to leave the dust to settle, more so in the midst of a tornado of media coverage that was present last weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Tyson Fury, WBC heavyweight champion of the world, took on Francis Ngannou in a bout that the boxing public ridiculed as a gimmick. This fight was reminiscent of a fight that from almost half a century ago, in 1976, when then world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali took on legendary Japanese wrestler Antonio Inoki in Inoki's native Japan. Let's get back to 2023, shall we? Tyson Fury, WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and Francis Ngannou. This was a fight largely viewed as a mismatch. Many wondered how a guy like Ngannou, who met some years back, had a fairly unremarkable amateur boxing career before finding mixed martial arts in which he excelled. Many felt he couldn't compete on equal nor competent terms with a boxer of Fury's caliber. Something seemed amiss though. Fury, upon taking off his robe, had the contours more akin with that of an English Channel swimmer as opposed to that of a world heavyweight boxing champion. Ngannou looked the part physically and looked as if he had prepared diligently under the watchful eye of former world heavyweight champion and trainer Mike Tyson. Fury seemed to lack focus, possibly underestimating the job in hand. If this was the case, it showed as Ngannou, considered just a raw novice, came at Fury, but surprisingly landing the majority over the first two rounds. What happened in the next round, the third, nobody, including Fury, was quite ready for. Ngannou kept Fury in close, where he was drawing Fury into his kind of fight. Fury was making little of his obvious advantage size-wise. Then it happened. Ngannou in close detonated a left hook which landed to the side of Fury's head that deposited the Englishman to the canvas. More surprised than hurt, Fury arose, and those in attendance and watching from around the globe were stunned, as was an even more surprised Alexander Usyk, who saw a potential unification super fight almost torn into shreds before his eyes. Fury went into survival mode for the rest of the round, the knockdown merely serving as an exclamation mark from there on. As the rounds proceeded, so did Ngannou's confidence as he kept in close, countering Fury. At times, it was hard to believe that this was a mere novice, troubling, arguably, the world's #1 heavyweight. Ngannou continued to keep bagging the rounds as Fury offered little back to try and sway the judges. As Ngannou's confidence grew, so did Fury's concerns. It was looking remotely like Fury needed a stoppage to spare not just these blushes, but boxing's more so. In the final round, Fury couldn't pull it out of the bag. As the bell sounded, many felt Ngannou had done more than enough to achieve the almost impossible. As the scores were read, fans were left in a state of disbelief as Fury was, to the surprise of many, awarded the decision by 1 round. Ngannou, as did most, felt he had been robbed of a certain points victory. Francis, after such a determined effort, came out of this more of a winner than a loser though, and this was reflected when the WBC's president Mauricio Sulaiman maintained that Francis would be ranked by the SED's governing body's top 10, should Ngannou wish to continue his boxing career, that is. Fury was confronted in the ring after the decision by long-standing rival and fellow heavyweight king Alexander Usyk. Their fight, though scheduled for December the 23rd, looks more likely to happen early next year, though there have been rumours circulating that Fury might retire from boxing. One must feel though for the gap-toothed Usyk, who's trying to bridge the aforementioned and unify boxing's richest prize. Even more questionable than such a mashup should happen was the black eye sustained by Fury as to whether or not this was more of a black eye for boxing, more so. In an age of the YouTube brigade, let's hope for boxing, Fury Usyk does happen.